there's no us, but is blessed if we trust and obey. For there's no us, but to trust and obey.
I am so glad Jesus. Oh, jeez. Can we start over? I'm sorry. One. I'm not close enough this thing. I am so Jesus loves me. Loves me. Jesus loves even me.
All right. I'd like us to remember the situations, the lives, the circumstances, unknown prayer requests in this time. We give you praises for the healings that are happening even now, for the stabilizations. One activity before we get started. Notice the same fingers are touching, right? What is that phenomenon touching, right? Symmetry, right? Whenever we look at this, we're going to find this is our first instance of symmetry. You guys can all stop now. And we see that in chapter 1 and in chapter 3. And then in chapter 2 and chapter 4, we see Jonah's prayer, Jonah's interaction with God and his response to said circumstance. So we made it through. God's original call came to Jonah the second time to be his hands, his feet, his mouthpiece. To do what, you might ask? To engage in the world around him, to challenge it and to change it. Or whether that be in the midst of Nineveh, to engage with his community. At his low point, when Elijah was at his low point, we need to speak and preach the gospel to ourselves as well. 71, that my mouth will tell of your righteous deeds, of your saving acts all day long, right? Count your many blessings, name them one by one. We have 10 something. We can't escape hearing it, we can't escape feeling it, we can't escape knowing it for our lives. And that's what God did with Jonah, and that's what he does with each and every one. Bars are closing down on me forever. This is the end, this is curtains. That was God getting a hold of Jonah. Our attention to some other situations, people that have faced hard. Jonah going through his season of circumstance in God getting a hold of him and realizing God's God and I'm not. And that's Job. I shouldn't have probably used 2 J names there. Man. But Paul, that's an easier one. Paul went through the very same circumstance. We see it in 2 Corinthians 12. So that was visions of heavenly places. That was insights that he had that no tongue could utter. A thorn was given me in the flesh. A messenger of Satan to harass me, to keep me from being conceited. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it should leave me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Along his way,